What's up, guys? To anyone who enjoys my storytime videos, I'm sorry I haven't uploaded one in 2 weeks. I've been so busy. I've been slacking on uploads, slacking on streaming, all that, but we back in it, chat. I'm trying to stay on a 1 week consistent upload schedule. So yeah, sorry guys for not uploading, but we got a video for y'all today. Today's video is a crazy story. I'm not gonna lie, I can't really say any of the names involved because it's the homie. I don't really want to expose them like that. So yeah, chat, you know, without any further introduction, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, chat. So this story starts out with me being at one of my prior jobs, right? So I worked at a call center. And I met this guy there, like, and he was like a guy that, you know, he was one of the cool dudes there, whatever. I had never talked to him, you know. And one day, like, we started talking about Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Like, I don't know how the conversation came up, but somehow he was also a Call of Duty Black Ops 4 fan just like me. And I was like, nah, what? He played Blackout and all that. So me and him became like homies. Like, we were cool as fuck. And he was like, yeah, bro, like, I love Call of Duty, this and that. And so we hit it off for real. Like, we both like trucks, Call of Duty, all kinds of stuff, right? So we become friends. We see each other at work. We talk at work and everything, whatever, that's it. Well, eventually he asked me, he's like, hey, me and my girlfriend are, we're going to get some drinks later today. Do you and your girlfriend want to tag along with us? And I'm like, oh, bet that. Like, what? Yeah, we on that. So me and Tylee get dressed up pretty cool, you know, whatever. You know, we're just getting ready to go out to a bar type thing. Well, it actually was a bar. It definitely was a bar. It wasn't just like you know, it wasn't just like some restaurant or something. It was an actual bar. And so we met him and his girlfriend there, and we're like, hey, what you want, bro? Like, what you want, bro? And we're just kicking it, having a good time, you know. Well, eventually the drinks start flowing, gang. Like, me and the homie both get pretty faded. The homie from my work. I don't know how faded Tylee or his girlfriend got, but, you know, we ended up getting faded, right? I ain't gonna lie. Me and the bro are faded. And apparently, I do remember this. I started talking about, like, all these times when I got arrested for, like, weed and, like, just acting like low-key a degenerate because I was faded. And, okay, me getting arrested for weed, that's a story for a different day. Actually, I think I've told one of the stories. Oh, I 100% have. It's the one, like, I tried a Ouija board if you want to try it, but I started telling the stories of, like, me getting arrested for weed and shit like that. And apparently, I couldn't catch this vibe, but Tylee caught the vibe that, like, his girlfriend, like, was like, oh, nah, like, this dude's a bad dude, like, this dude is not it. Like, why is my boyfriend hanging out with this guy? And I wasn't getting that vibe, but Tylee was like, yeah, she was not fucking with you, like, you were being, like, too much of a degenerate, like, talking about getting arrested and shit, right? And, you know, some people don't really care about that stuff, but others do, you know what I mean? In 2024, it's kind of crazy caring about getting arrested for weed, but this was damn near in, like, before 2020, like, this was in, like, 2018, 2017, 2019, I don't know exactly, but weed definitely didn't have the same, like, the same reputation that it does now. And some of you guys that don't live in Texas might be like, what, you got arrested for weed? Because, yeah, the weed laws in Texas are fucking crazy. Like, you can get arrested for literally 1 gram. You can get arrested for less than a gram, just a small but usable amount. But anyway, that's not what I'm getting at. The point of the story is that we were at the bar. I got a little too faded and started telling the stories of me getting arrested. She wasn't really feeling it, but I couldn't catch that vibe, right? And so I don't know who suggested this, but either me or the homie was like, yo, we should, like, hang out after this, like, let's leave here and, like, go to the crib or something. And somehow we come up to the conclusion that we're gonna go to my house. And yeah, I don't have a problem with that. I'm like, oh yeah, bet, like, pull up, bro. And so I don't remember if it was like me that suggested my house or if it was him or what, but we end up going to my house and we don't ride in the same car. Like him and his girlfriend leave and they're like, all right, we'll meet you over there. We're gonna go like get some beer and then we'll meet you there, right? And we're like, all right, bet. So me and Tally go home. We're just kicking it, waiting for them to show up, and then we hear a knock on the door, and I'm like, oh, bet that. And so I go open the door, and the homie is there, but his girlfriend is not there. So obviously, you know, there was something about what was going down at the bar that she wasn't really feeling. I'm pretty sure she was like, nah, like this dude is a degenerate. Like, nah, this dude is absolute degenerate. So she didn't go to my house, but he did, right? So he walks in, like we're kicking it, this and that, like, and we're kicking it, this and that, like drinking, and then finally he goes, hey Blake, bust out that weed. And I'm like, bro, no, listen, because he doesn't smoke at all. Like I don't know if he ever had before, but he definitely didn't currently. And I was like, bro, like, no, you do not want to do that. Like, please. Like, it is going to ruin your night. I promise you, bro. It's gonna send you to the freaking ozone layer, bro. Like, please don't do it because it's literally gonna ruin your night 100%. He's like, Blake, you think I'm gay or something? You think I'm gay or something? Bust that weed out, man. And I'm like, dude, please no. And at this point, he's pretty much just begging me, like, come on, man, just bust that shit out. Like, come on, you think I'm gay or something? And I'm like, all right, dude, I guess. So I go get like a big ass bong. Like, this is essentially what I was smoking out at that time was mostly my bong. But, you know, I'll smoke joints, blunts, whatever, but like, I just went and got the bong. I was like, all right, you wanna smoke? All right, bro. So, I loaded him up, you know, just an average little smacker of that Zod, nothing crazy. And the homeboy gets that thing and just starts I'm like, all right, I'm gonna light it for you, so just suck on that part. He puts his mouth on the bong, and he just starts ripping that shit. Like, I'm talking about fully the whole thing was white walled. Like, essentially, a white wall means that there's so much smoke going inside of there that it's not a somewhat clear consistency that smoke usually is when it's in the air. It's just fully looks like it's full of milk because it's literally that much smoke in there. So he takes the biggest ripper that I've ever seen, and I'm like, holy shit, this dude's about to be blasted. Like, I'm thinking that in my head, right? And he clears it. Oh my god, dude. When I'm talking about, he looked like the dragon from Shrek, blowing out smoke like crazy. Like, I was like, oh nah, the homie is about to be blasted. Like, what? And keep in mind, like I said earlier in the story, we were already drunk, bro. So he was blasted off alcohol and then took a big ass milky ass bong rip as a non-smoker. So for those of you that know, that's a recipe for disaster, bro. Going straight up crossfaded, and then while you're going straight up crossfaded, but at that high amounts of alcohol and high amounts of THC, like, nah, bro. I'm talking about this dude, chat. I'm talking about this dude was, bro, like, he was in for it. So I'm like, oh my god, he's fucked. And at the beginning, he's acting cool, but then after a second, he's like, Blake, I don't feel so good, man. And I was like, what? You don't feel so good? Yeah, Blake, I need to lay down, man. I'm like, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. So he walked over to my couch, and he falls down on the couch, and he's just laid out like this. And I'm like, no, bro. And keep in mind, me and bro had only seen each other at work up until this point. Like, we're not even really that close yet. Like, after this, I hung out with him a bunch of times. But prior to this is like the first time we really seen each other outside of work. And I was like, oh my goodness. Like, what do I do? And this guy's just laid out. Yeah, Blake, I need a hand to hold, man. I just need a hand to hold. I'm like, wait, what the diddy is going on? So I go over there and he grabs my hand and he's like, Blake, get my phone out. Get my phone out and call my girlfriend. I'm like, holy shit. So I go over there and I get his phone and I call the number and he's like, babe, can you please come get me? Can you please come get me? And she's like, dude, what is going on? And I don't remember if on the phone he told her that he blew that za, but he was like, babe, I just need you to come get me. I don't feel good, babe. And I'm like, holy shit, dude, this girl's about to call the cops on me. And so we're just sitting there and we're just waiting for her to get there and he's just laid out, bro. Like, he's just laid out. And so finally she calls his phone and she's like, I'm outside, come outside now. And so I had to help bro get to the car, like, because he was absolutely blasted. Like, he's like walking around like this and everything. Like, I had to like let him get on my shoulder and take him out to the whip. And so I walk him outside and I put him in the car and she's like, what did you do to him? And I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, he blew a little bit of that za. And she was like, oh my god, he is never allowed to come here again. This is y'all's last time hanging out. You're never hanging out with this guy again. And I'm like, nah, it wasn't even me, dude. He was begging to blow that za. Like, it was not me, dude. Like, you cannot blame this on me. Homeboy wanted to blast that za. It was not me. She's like, no, I don't care. He's never hanging out with you again. Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. Like, he is never, like, go ahead and kiss him goodbye. Like, we're never hanging out again. And I was like, oh my god, like, alright, my bad. And then I went back in the crib, and then that was that. Like, that was that, bro. Like, homeboy was off that za. I saw him at work the next day, and it was cool, but I never really brought it back up. Like, I was just like, holy shit. And then after that, like, we ended up being on the same flag football team and shit. Like I was friends with him and his brother, so we ended up being on the same flag football team. Like, we ended up hanging out like a few times more than that, but never just like a one-on-one encounter like that ever again, bro. Because apparently she probably thought I was a degenerate after I was talking about me getting arrested for that za when I was super young, which honestly probably isn't a good thing to bring up as a first impression if you don't know them very well, because you don't know really what they're into, right? So I messed up on that. Then, you know, I probably shouldn't have let homeboy hit that za because I knew that was gonna happen. That's why I told him, I was like, dude, like, this is literally gonna ruin your night. Like, please don't do this. But apparently he knew best, and yeah, ended up getting blasted. He got in trouble, I got in trouble. It wasn't good, chat. It was not good, bro. But yeah, I can't tell you 100% if she really felt that way about me, but after, you know, the first encounter, then she came and got him, I was like, damn, she ain't fucking with me. Like, no, but I just had to tell that story, chat, because this is not an endorsement for you to do alcohol or to smoke that za. I don't recommend anyone smoking za, and I don't recommend anyone drinking alcohol. Those are all bad. That's both bad, and I don't recommend any of that. This is to tell you what can happen, bro. If you're not used to that za, nah, you might end up holding your friend's hand like a straight ditty. So just remember that, chat.